looking at things around him or her, it really hurts you down to the soul that this is not the Tamil Nadu that one grew up in and left to work elsewhere in the country. Today's story is extremely sad. For more than 5 decades, Tamil Nadu has been ruled by Dravidian parties, AIADMK, or as it is today by the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam. The genesis of course was Dravida Kazhagam, a party which was heralded by Periyar and later by C.N. Annadurai and Muthuvel Karunanidhi. Their ideology being vehement opposition to upper caste, mainly Brahmins, imposition of Hindi, Swayamaryade or self-respect, and Samuttavam or equality. But the last two, that is Swayamaryade and Samuttavam, have been condemned to such an extent in Tamil Nadu that the doyens of Dravida movement must be turning in their graves. The hacking of two siblings in Tirunelveli district last week has shaken the soul of India. 17-year-old Chinnadurai, a class 12 student, and his sister who was only 13 years old, her name Chandraselvi. She was in class 7 and both of them were brutally attacked with sickles by 7 minors who were their schoolmates and allegedly belonged to a dominant community. The boy Chinnadurai had been harassed continuously for months as his classmates would make him run errands during lunch hour and also after school hours, and even ask him to carry their bags and do their bidding. When the 17-year-old protested, he was abused and he was beaten up by them. This went on and finally Chinnadurai stopped going to school, both out of fear and harassment. The teachers called up Chinnadurai's parents who do manual labor and asked them to explain why their son had been missing school. It is then that Chinnadurai revealed how he was abused, harassed and called out for his caste by his classmates for months and also of course beaten up. The teachers warned the errant students, and it is then that the 7 students decided to take revenge and went to Chinnadurai's home. They made some enquiries and then returned at 10 p.m. and pounced on Chinnadurai with sickles. Even as he lay on the floor with serious injuries on his head, abdomen, hands and other parts of his body, his sister Chandraselvi ran out to save her brother and was also attacked in the process. Clearly, so far we shall wait for investigations, but as of now, can you imagine children who are class 12 students, they indulge in what is called caste war or caste attack. Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, in a statement called it intolerable violence, and he said, let us all make it our duty to inculcate social harmony in the minds of the students. I request the teaching community to particular inculcate such virtues. No success can be achieved by those who have a hateful mind. We are all united by our language. Younger society should realize this, and there should be no hatred and prejudice amongst us. Close quote. The duo, the siblings, Chinnadurai and Chandraselvi, they are now recuperating at the local government hospital, even as of course Tamil Nadu Chief Minister has ordered that a committee be formed under retired Justice Chandru to counter caste sentiment in students. The one-man committee is expected to gather suggestions from educationists, parents, students, social thinkers and journalists and submit a report. Of course, as usual, the government has promised to take care of the children's medical expenses, bring the guilty to book and also pay compensation for the murderous attacks on Chinnadurai and Chandraselvi. But then the South Indian is asking you, all of you who are watching this show, who shall clear the poison in the minds of the young in Tamil Nadu? That is the larger question. It is not as if this happens and we all move on. We have to question ourselves, when did we started actually sowing seeds of such hatred in the young minds of people? Let us debate. Said Hafiz, who is a DMK leader, is joining us. Gladstone Xavier, who is a political analyst, is also joining us. S. Venkat Narayan, who is a senior journalist. S.S. Balaji, who is a leader from the VCK, will join us on the phone line, and Prakash Damodaran, senior special correspondent Nakiran, will also join us on the phone line. I see 2 guests already joining us. One is Mr. of course Said Hafiz, who's joined us, and also the other guest is S. Venkat Narayan. Vanakkam to both of you. Mr. Hafiz, this is your government. Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam talks about Samuttavam, Swayam Maryadai, quotes Periyar, quotes Annadurai, quotes Muthuvel Karunanidhi. Do you know that in your regime the caste violence has gone up like anything, 16.9%, sir? What is going on? And these are little children.
Madam, you have to see this from a different prism. These crimes are being reported in our government because the people of Tamil Nadu, the victims who are victims of caste violence, believe that this government will give them justice. You know, you can see a series of events where the temples which denied entry to Dalits, all these are being opened for Dalits and the oppressed community. You can see from every district, all the temples which denied access to them are forced to give them access. They are allowed inside the temple. This is what the government is doing at large at a community level. These individual incidents, madam, I don't want to undermine them. These are all very serious incidents, and we have a background to this. This is not only happening in Tamil Nadu. This caste had been a pan-India problem. How do we differ? How does Tamil Nadu differ from other states? How quickly the action is taken. In this case, madam, the minister reaches to the spot, reassures the victim's family, reassures the society that this cannot be tolerated. Chief Minister talks to the victims over phone and assures them that surely you'll be given the justice will be delivered, and government springs into action. The culprits, madam, I don't want to call them culprits because they are all teenagers, juvenile. They are also under the custody and they are going to face the law. This is what has been done by our government, and we have all formed a committee, a social justice committee at different levels. There are checkpoints where social justice is being ensured, being representation, being quota management. If there is the allocation of seats as per quota, allocation of jobs as per quota, all this is being happening, ma'am. No, in this particular case, ma'am, the COVID, this schoolman had
what are you saying? What are you saying? Muka Stalin, your leader, I remember when there was disturbance in class and the students were dancing and kind of being very, very rowdy. It was Muka Stalin who said that the teachers as well as the parents have to take care that the students are not misguided in this fashion. About your SC committee, Mr. Hafiz, I have been in talks. I am a Tamil and my heart bleeds today when I see these little children, 2 little children. And the Blajar, you are saying that it is reported because your government wants it to be reported. Well, let me tell you, as long as the media is free in this country,
Madam, I never said reported. I am telling about the legal action, the cases that are being coming. Okay. You said a 16% increase. Do you mean to say that even in ADMK, Edapadi regime or last 10 years,
there were no caste atrocities? I am talking, if I voted for Muka Stalin, I will talk to you, Mr. Hafiz Sab. I will say, where is the answer? I'll come back to you. No, don't do politics. No politics on children, Mr. Hafiz. These are your children and mine.
Madam, this is not expected from you. You're misquoting me. I never said I never brought press at all here. I never brought press at all
so
here.
Tell me, what did you say? What did you say?
I said cases are being reported in a judicial system. The cases are being registered.
All right.
This is what I said.
I stand correct.
The press has all the right to do.
So,
we do not interfere with.
Okay, sir. I know, sir, that you will not interfere. After all, you also run certain channels and certain newspapers. There is a legacy, particularly Muthuvel Karunanidhi also comes from our tribe. So, I know that you will not do it. But the point is, let's not play politics on this. I also did not expect this from DMK. Also joining us, I'll go to Mr. Venkat Narayan. SS Balaji, a VCK leader, is also joined us on the phone line. Balaji, Vanakkam. A very, very sad day for all of us, even as it has not really, it has actually shaken people's souls, because these are little children. I am talking about the Tirunelveli incident, as it were, the siblings, Balaji. I have only one question. Your party has of course spoken about caste atrocities continuously, But in this case, I want to ask, where is Samuttavam? Where is Swayam Maryadai? I am saying that this has now permeated young minds, Balaji, and that is very dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely it is dangerous, but you should understand one thing. This issue, this caste issue has been prevailing in our country for hundreds and hundreds of years. And these things, we have never said that these don't happen at all. We have been fighting, and in fact, our existence or our party is there only for the reason that these atrocities are happening across the country. If these things are not going to happen, if these stops, then there is no purpose of us having an organization or a political party. And one more thing, these incidences have been reported continuously, several incidents. Now, since it has come to the extent of trying to kill the kid, but already in this particular place at Sankaran Koil near Nanganeri, there was a ruling by the caste Hindus not to even give sweets and other things from the shops for the local Dalits. There have been several incidents. Hello?
Go on, Mr. Balaji.
Yeah. So we have been continuously fighting for it, and in fact, even yesterday, my party leader had put up a demand asking for a special branch, says there was something similar to the Q branch that would identify these issues or the caste and religious issues and differences which are arising and which go to the extent of some crimes being happening. And I have also spoken about this in the assembly. So these things have to be really addressed very seriously, and you have already had a National Advisory Committee recommendations which had to be followed, and we have been continuously insisting that this has to be implemented in the education institutions. Particularly, the National Advisory Committee had given very clear recommendations to overcome the discrimination and other things.
Right.
Even now we have been standing for that.
Whatever said and done, we need to kind of, soul search. In my show, we try not to play politics, and I expect that from Hafiz and also from you, that this is very dangerous because these are young minds. Mr. Venkat Narayan, let me bring you into this debate now. Look at it, the child Chinnadurai, he was 17 years old, he was harassed for months and months. They used to allegedly ask him to run errands, go buy us, this, that, carry our bags, etc. And then it's a planned thing, they come to attack him, then they return at 10 p.m. and they attack him with sickles. Where do you think they are getting all this fodder from? I mean, you can keep making films, no? Recent films have been made and everyone was thumping their chest, we made a film on caste atrocities. But this kind of violence and based on caste, isn't that a very dangerous thing for Tamil Nadu?
You are absolutely right, Sudha. It is not only dangerous for Tamil Nadu, it is dangerous for the whole of India. It's very, very disturbing and disappointing that the entire political system is now based on caste, and people who are in a majority in a particular caste, the parties choose such candidates to ensure their victory. And this has been going on and on and on since we became independent. But also this caste system is as old as India and Hinduism. And it so happens that the OBCs in Tamil Nadu are 71% of the 7.7 crore population, whereas across India, according to the last estimate, it is 52% of the population is OBCs. That means Tamil Nadu has more OBCs than any other state, it seems to me, and the Chief Minister himself is an OBC. And I appreciate the fact that he has appointed a retired judge to look into this. But a greater action needs to be taken. I don't know if it is possible to ban the entire caste system in this country. Otherwise, there is no escape from this wretched thing in our villages, Sudha. But this is a very, very serious issue. The fact that teenage kids harass Dalits, who account for 20% of the population in Tamil Nadu, by the way, and make them do things like doing errands, carrying their books and all that. This is bullying these unfortunate kids, and they try to kill them. This is absolutely disgusting, and strict action should be taken against these kids indulging in this kind of bullying tactics. And we really, as a nation, we need to think about how to end this wretched system called the caste system, so that there is no other way
There is,
of
yes. Yeah, everywhere you see no, you see this incident, you see everywhere. It's like, you know, the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam stands there and says, oh, it's happening in no, so Mr. Modi is responsible. Yes, maybe, maybe not. I don't want to get into that. But what if it happens at your doorstep? And we have to do some soul searching. Gladstone Xavier, who's a political analyst, is also joined us. Gladstone, my entire thing is that this is a government, you know, which has constantly, history shows that it's constantly spoken about equality, and it's spoken about self-respect and stuff like that. We all know the Dravidian ideology. This is so disturbing. And let me tell you something, I'm going to throw one statistic. You know, data is revealed, this was in July, that an overwhelming 345 villages in 37 out of Tamil Nadu's 38 districts have been identified as atrocity prone. Most of the villages are atrocity prone. Now, you cannot just say, oh, it's been happening since the time of Mohenjo-daro and get away. What have you done? What have you done to curtail it? Please go on, Mr. Xavier.
One is, I'm terribly disturbed, not only disturbed, but also disgusted by what is going on. Why I'm getting disgusted is because I'm not saying nothing has been done to address this issue so far. A lot has been done. But though a lot has been done, not enough has been done. Our schools, our colleges, our teachers, and the entire system is polluted with caste. Now, this pollution needs a special kind of action at every level. Now, two major ills that plague our country, plague our state are, one is caste-based discrimination, next is gender-based discrimination. Only then all the others come in. It can be corruption, it can be other things. The first starting point itself is a major failure of almost all the political parties, almost all the entire political system to address this issue. Now, please don't look at this incident in isolation. This is not one isolated incident. This incident comes as a result of simmering hatred towards the other and othering a person because of political ideology, vote bank politics, as well as a deep-seated discriminatory attitude that has been invested and pushed into our minds for centuries, if not for millennia. Now, to root this out, there needs to be a lot of soul searching, as you rightly said. Now, soul searching at every single level possible.
Right. So,
not
but
only
the point
school
is,
level.
yeah, right. But the point is that under a dispensation which talks about putting an end to caste disparities, it happens right there, and that is what is very shocking.